Guests of the 2016 University of Maryland University College Commencement, please rise to welcome our platform party, led by University of Maryland University College President Javier Miades, UMUC Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Marie Sini, and County Executive of Prince George's County, Maryland, the Honorable Rushern Baker. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please remain standing for our national anthem performed by Nicole Littlejohn, one of today's graduates. Graduates, please leave your caps on during the national anthem. Our president will honor the flag on your behalf by removing his.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early lights what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, and broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome University of Maryland University College President Javier Miades.
Good morning. Good morning, graduates, faculty members, friends, colleagues, and honored guests. Our graduates have traveled many miles to walk across our stage. They have devoted many hours to earn their degrees. And as I look across the arena, I am filled with a sense of pride for all that you have accomplished. I speak for everyone at UMUC when I say that it has been our honor to help you in the pursuit of your goals and your dreams. Today, you represent our greatest achievement, and we are so proud to recognize and celebrate your success. I am also honored to offer a special salute to our active duty members of the U.S. military and to our veterans who are graduating today. May I ask our graduating service members to please stand and be recognized. Your service to our country has earned you the respect and admiration of a grateful nation, and we are so pleased that you selected UMUC as your university of choice. In addition, I would like to recognize the people who have supported our graduates in so many ways. Let us take a moment to say thank you to the husbands, wives, partners, children, grandparents, siblings, aunts, uncles, teachers, and dear friends who offer their love and encouragement. The heart and soul of every university is its faculty. Today, we offer a special thanks to the 4,000 educators and members of our graduates worldwide. Would the distinguished members of UMUC faculty who are with us today, representing our worldwide academic community, please rise and be recognized. I would now like to introduce the members of the UMUC community who have joined us on the platform for today's ceremony. Dr. Marie Cini, Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs. Dr. Eric Krause, Vice Provost and Dean of the Graduate School. Dr. Matthew Prinias, Vice Provost and Dean of the Undergraduate School. Ms. Joan Lee, President of the UMUC Alumni Association. Dr. Theo Stone, Member of the Faculty and Chair of the Academic Advisory Board. We thank you all. One of the great traditions of commencement is a keynote address. It is an opportunity to hear from someone whose achievements and words can inspire us all. We have the honor this morning to hear from a person who has dedicated his life to public service and the betterment of others, a tireless advocate for the people of Maryland, and in particular, the people of Prince George's County, where so many of our students live. Inspired by a conversation with his father about personal responsibility and public service, Roshen Baker began his political career as an elected member of the Maryland House of Delegates in 1994. While in Annapolis, he gained a reputation as a consensus builder, an honest professional, and a tough, well-respected leader. In 2010, he was elected as Prince George's County Executive, and since that time has established a proud record of accomplishment in stimulating economic development, improving public education and health care, reducing crime, and streamlining government operations. he also understands the journey of many of our UMUC students. Roshan Baker's father was a sergeant major in the U.S. Army Special Forces. Like many military families, the Bakers moved frequently, and Roshan experienced life in Okinawa, Japan, and North Carolina before settling with his family in Massachusetts, where he graduated from high school. He went on to attend Howard University as an undergraduate history student. He later returned to study law, graduating with a Juris Doctorate. His scholastic achievements represented a triumph over early struggles with reading, a success made possible by the tenacity and support of his family and teachers. Roshan, an active reader and accomplished lawyer, has remained a steadfast advocate of the importance of teachers and education throughout his career. He is a recipient of many honors, including the National Leadership Award for Public Service from the National Forum for Public Administrators, and he was named one of Washingtonians Magazine 2014 Washingtonians of the Year. We were honored 3 years ago when he returned to Okinawa to deliver the keynote address at UMUC's graduation ceremony there, and we are honored to have him with us today. Please join me in welcoming Prince George's County Executive and a very good friend of UMUC, the Honorable Roshan Baker III.
Thank you, Javier. How's everyone doing this morning? Woo! Isn't it nice? Class of 2016, give yourselves a round of applause. You are indeed the reason we are here to celebrate. I know that, they have keynote speakers, but it really is about you. So I'm gonna try and get out of the way, say a few things. I also want to, and you'll probably hear this a lot, I want us to congratulate your families and your friends and the folks who help you along this incredible life's journey. I know without their support, you couldn't have gotten through those nights when you didn't feel like logging on to your computer or studying. They understood when you had a test so you couldn't clean up the rooms or watch the kids or wash the clothes. They encouraged you when you felt like the balance of life was getting to you, when you had a tour of duty or schoolwork. They motivated you because they believed that the degree that you're getting today is going to help you open doors in the future. Yes, your family and your friends have been with you throughout this journey, and I am sure you would not be here today without their love and support. So let's give them another round of applause. You know, this university holds a special place in my heart, not just because I believe it's located in the best county in the United States of America, Prince George's County, where I happen to be county executive. And I was telling the president, very smart move to locate it in Largo. There's a lot of stuff happening there, so great move. Let's give them a round of applause for that. But my admiration for this institution goes far beyond its location, because UMUC represents something special, I believe, and is so vital in our society. For me, UMUC is a shining example of access to quality higher education. As the president said, I grew up in a military family, so I understand the challenges of life. I understand the challenges of moving. You know, we lived in Georgia, Massachusetts, Japan, and several other places. And our parents held us together during my father's 2 tours in Vietnam. We had a great life. And they really believed that education was the key to making life better for myself and my siblings. They believed in college and that we should go. but they also believed that there should be opportunity. In fact, when my parents left Valdosta, Georgia, where I was born, and my dad joined the military, between my mom and my dad, they had one high school diploma. One high school diploma, one child, and soon to have two. But before my dad left the military, almost 30 years later, he obtained his BA, as did my father-in-law, who did 30 years in the military. Both of them did and obtained their BA through distant learning courses. Now, I bet they wish they had computers back then where you could email it in and not have to do snail mail. But they understood that if they were going to make their life better for themselves and their families, that they needed a quality higher education. It was programs like the one that you're participating in here today that allowed that to happen. My dad was allowed to move up through the ranks in the private sector because of that. So was my father-in-law. That is the power of access to higher education. It is the ability to change your lives. And it is access that attracts great students like you to UMUC. Students who are determined to achieve their goals. Students who are seeking a new direction. Students who need the ability to continue down the road and make their lives better as they move ahead. That's what makes this university so successful. But more importantly, UMUC meets you where you are. In other words, it allows you to structure your education based on life's journey at that time. That's powerful. That's access. Whether you are a working mom, in the military, an entry-level staff person, or this is a second career, UMUC creates that environment and understands your needs and provides a learning environment that enables you to grow and succeed. Today, one of your speakers is getting her degree, Monique. I met her in the back. We took some pictures. Yeah, give her a round of applause. What a great story. You know, and I was amazed as we were preparing for this and we were talking about Monique's story, you know, the challenges of spending 2 years in college, leaving, joining the Air Force, enlisting, fulfilling her obligations, and then going back to school. She pursued her academic achievements, but it was interrupted with life, as it happens to many of us. A divorce, parenthood, helping to raise a family, managing her son's autism. It's a lot. It's a lot. And it's easy to say, you know what, this is too hard. I can't do it. But she didn't do that. She had a dream and she fulfilled it. So today, not only is she graduating, but her husband is graduating too, I understand. Is that not a great story? Is that not exciting? It's something to be excited about? That's the story of UMUC. That's why this is a unique university. That is why providing higher education where the students are is so important. That is why this university is so important to me. Because access to higher education, having the ability to give not just those who can come straight out with no challenges in life into college, but those who do like the rest of us, like myself. As the president said, when I came out of high school, I wasn't a traditional student going into college. I was 2 years older than my peers. I had repeated the first and second grade. Life got in the way. I had challenges. But higher education provided me the opportunities, and that's what UMC does. So for me, it's about changing lives, and for you, it's about changing lives. What I hope and what I challenge you today as you walk across this stage and get your degree is enjoy the moment, take the pictures, take the cards from your families, which I hope have money in them. But I hope what you will do most of all is remember. Remember what it took to get this degree. Remember the sacrifices you made. And then give back. Give back to those communities that you're going back to. Provide the opportunities for the next generation of folks to sit right where you are, to obtain their higher education and to change lives. That is really what it's all about, making this world better. I know that you will do that. I also know that UMUC stands ready to help those who are coming behind you. So all I can say is, congratulations, class of 2016. Great job. God bless you.
Thank you, County Executive Baker, for those inspiring words and for joining our graduates at today's ceremony. Can we have another round of applause for County Executive Baker? Graduates, this is a day to look back on what you have learned in order to achieve this goal. It is a day to look around in awareness at those who helped you achieve it. It is a day to look forward to a brighter future because of the investment you have made in yourselves. As adult learners, the challenges you've faced have been different than those of traditional college students. In many cases, you arrived at UMUC with families, jobs, and a host of life experiences. Most of you have not had the luxury of being able to study throughout the day and to take your weekends off. You have had to make time for your studies, and that meant taking time away from other responsibilities. It has not been an easy road, and we know that. So speaking on behalf of your professors, let me say how proud we are of your achievements. On this day, you don't need role models. Today, you are the role models for us and for everyone in this arena. Today, you have proved that you have what it takes. And what it takes is the courage, fortitude, and perseverance that you exemplify, and I congratulate you. Now, each year, the university selects a member of the graduating class to speak on your behalf, someone who represents the special attributes of UMUC students. And today's student speaker, Monique Wardrick, certainly fits that bill. Monique today earns her Bachelor of Arts in Communication Studies. And in a very special moment for their family, she shares the spotlight today with her husband, Dermaine, who is earning a master's degree from UMUC. We join their family in celebrating this proud achievement. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Monique Wardrick.
Good morning, President Miyares, distinguished guests, faculty, family, friends, and last but not least, my fellow 2016 UMUC graduates. Today, we have great cause for celebration, but before we start posting cap and gown selfies, we must first take this opportunity to acknowledge those who helped us achieve this milestone. So on behalf of every graduate here today, To each and every family member, friend, professor, advisor, next door neighbor, third cousin twice removed, thank you. Thank you to our families and friends whose support has been paramount in arriving at this season of achievement and purpose. Thank you to our professors whose encouragement, instruction, and care have steadfastly guided our academic efforts. And thank you to University of Maryland, University College, whose construct enables the transformation of abstract dreams to tangible realities. I come from a typical New Orleans family that was rich in love and not much else. So the financial burden of college was always completely on me. After high school, I spent 2 semesters and all my hard-earned money at a school that probably didn't notice when I left to join the Air Force. Once my enlistment was done, I dusted off my college dreams and hit the ground running. I spent 3 semesters on the Dean's List, earned a merit scholarship before the realities of divorce, single parenthood, and my son's autism diagnosis led me to set my dreams aside again. A few years later, I was blessed that my mother and brother relocated to Maryland, and their support made it possible for me to charge back into academia like a gladiator. But 2 semesters after that, Hurricane Katrina devastated my hometown, leaving many of my loved ones temporarily homeless. I left school a 3rd time to help family, many of whom stayed with me for months. And let me tell you, dropping out of college a 3rd time felt like a 3rd strike. I gave up. But several years ago, my husband encouraged me to dust my dreams off just one more time. After investigating programs at a number of area schools, I arrived at the threshold of the one institution that enabled me to leverage my experiences and gifts to achieve my academic dreams, UMUC. Now, I'll tell y'all, the road wasn't easy, and it wasn't supposed to be. No viable achievement ever is. So I resolved to silence self-doubt and learn from stumbling blocks in my past. This determination was born out of a decision that no matter what, this time, I would not give up. We're all here today because we did not give up. We did not quit when nights grew long and eyelids grew heavy. We turned on lights, we drank coffee, we pushed on. We did not quit when our best efforts led to unfavorable results. We doubled our efforts and tripled our focus until the results pendulum swung our way. We pushed on. We did not quit when obstacles mounted one after another into an imposing wall of adversity. We laced up our boots and climbed that wall 1 foot at a time, and today we kick it down. See, every graduate here today has a unique story, but we also share a few unique UMUC student experiences. Let's see if y'all know this. Our lunch hours became homework hours. When full-time work weeks ended, full-time weekend schoolwork began, right? Thursdays weren't the new Fridays, they were due dates for conference postings in Leo. And I don't know about anybody else here, but I logged into Leo so much this past year, it felt like Facebook. However rocky our roads may have been, they were paved with the luminous promise of this day. So as we go forward, let us resolve to share our lights with the world. Let us brighten workplaces with novel initiatives that change industries. Let us energize our communities and attract constructive engagement. Let us chase the darkness of intolerance whenever and wherever we find it. And let us illuminate a path for all of those who may have grown cynical of dreams or who somehow resign themselves to the belief that goals have expiration dates. I, for one, am living proof there are no statute of limitations on goals, and it's never too late to chase dreams. You can't tell from my wrinkle-free face, I am 45 years old, a wife, a mother, a grandmother, a native New Orleanian, a United States Air Force veteran, a legal support professional, and as of today, a proud graduate of University of Maryland, University College. Congratulations, class of 2016. This is our UMUC moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Monique. Thank you, Monique, for sharing. your remarkable story. You are just amazing, and we wish you all the best. And now the time has arrived to present our graduates for individual recognition. On Friday morning, just yesterday, our doctoral candidates were honored and their degrees were conferred in a separate ceremony. Today, we will call the names of our master's, bachelor's, and associate's candidates and confer those degrees. Every name we announce today is of great importance to us. So we ask for your courtesy as each name is called so that all of our students and their guests can enjoy their special moments. Following the presentation of all graduates, we ask everyone to remain on the floor for the actual conferral of the degrees. Dr. Eric Kraus, Vice Provost and Dean of UMUC's Graduate School, will now present our master's degree candidates. Dean Kraus.
Thank you, Dr. Sini. And good morning to our graduates, distinguished faculty, and honored guests. We will now present the candidates who are earning the following degrees: the Master of Arts in Teaching, the Master of Business Administration, the Master of Distance Education and E-Learning, the Master of Education in Instructional Technology, and the Master of Science in International Management, and the Master of Science. The hoods our graduates are wearing symbolize the significant achievement and the investment they've made in their future. So I ask you to join me in saluting these outstanding women and men as we acknowledge their academic accomplishments and wish them well in their professional endeavors. Graduate candidates, you will now be directed to the stage for your individual recognition. Please remain in your seats until invited to come forward. Let's get started. Are you ready?
Alina Abiamova. Awoke Simork Abibe. Anthony Abraham. Shante Adams. Jeffrey C. Adams. Adeboye Adegboyega. Adetunuge Agbula. Rebecca N. Ahinakwa. Mahmoud Abdallah Ahmed. Amara Ahidara. Martina Aiken. Olashola Charles Akoda. Masrur Alam. Simone Birdie Alcorn. Ashley L. Aldridge. Erin T. Allen. Ronnie Lynn Almond. John Gojo Amisa. Adinia Barale Andino. Michael Antonelli. Mac Antwisaka. Dennis Joy Navarro Arante. Luis Miguel Argueta. Susan C. Arnold. Trina LaShawn Ailstock. Ayetigen A. E. Asingmon. Shadia Avery. Rieta Guy Aben. Odomye Tamunaprie Jones Agioberebo. Mark Bankole Akinmade. Sherry Omolola Amadou. Jose Gabriel Alvarez. Tiffany Renee Avaret. Braxtina Jewel Bacon. Sueda Karima Ba. Lavaris Louise Ballard. Stephen Barnes. Roderick N. Barnett. Brittany Janea Barmore. Umar Rafu Bari. Jimmy Ray Barrett Jr. Kendra Bates. Joseph Battles. Roshonda Shanice Barnes. Christine L. Baylor. Kiara Lachey Bell. Samir Begich. Linnell Patrice Bailey. Sean Peter Shane Bailey. Kedra L. Bath. Dexter Nicholas Barrow. Adrian Carlo Baxter. William Wayan Bay. Adite Bhattacharya. Tiffany Nicole Blackshear. Marvin Orlando Blake Jr. Anthony E. Bland. James Melvin Bland III. Quatisha Tiat Blow. April Monique Bourne. Rakia Bowden. Megan Elizabeth Bauer. Tiffany Marie Boyle. Corley Stanley Bradford Jr. Dominic Bridgers. Corvin Lehman Bradley. Rodney Bradley. Herbert Damon Brigman. Melinda Janine Breen. Coralita S. Codrington Brewster. Julia Annette Broadnax. Tanya Jean Broadnax. Akiria Brown. Jennifer Elise Brown. Lisa Denise Brown. Nicole Elena Rai Brown. Nathan S. Brown Eagle. Jasenia Bustos. Trudy A. Buckman. Felisa May Burrell. Tiffany Nicole Burrows. Renee Calathea Burrell. Bobby Lewis Burton Jr. Gwendolyn Bynum Lawrence. Lorraine Erica Kane. Aliagra Latrell Castro. Stacy Michelle Calderon. Karen Kishma Callwood. Megan Jennifer Cameron. Anna Caponiti. Edward L. Carlton. Thomas Cleveland Carroll Jr. Sharon Renee Carter. Renee Cashmere. Janita Kemp Chapman. Marcia J. Chandler. Constance Shivo. Natasha Christian. Charles Byron Clark. Francis Coates III. Carla P. Cobbs. Brent Dustin Coffey. Nikita Sherry Coles. Pamela Colvin. Ashley Dion Collins. David Roger Collins Jr. Morgan Page Copeland. Dixie Charlene Corbin. Ashley Simone Cottrell. Shoshana Jacinta Courtney. Darren Tyrese Coward. Roderick E. Coward. Shane Benjamin Cox. Tiara Denise Creek. Patrina Darnett Cuthbertson. Philip Rayvon Darden. Caroline Davis Weaver. Daniel Curtis Davis. Quinyana Davis. Kendra A. Davis. Amanda Rose Dagan. Victor M. D'Alva. Christy Del Peruto. Jordan Simone Dent. Jennifer Eileen DeSimone. Beta Diagne. Habi A. Diallo. Lindita Dietzen. Brittany Anita Dildy. Maisha Jonique Deloigne. Thais Augusta Dominguez. Timothy H. Dorsey Jr. Raina D. Doss. James J. Downey. Erica Ruth Duggar. LaCharles Earl.
Cheryl Lynn Edwards. Krista Nicole Edwards. Walid El-Hatu. Bonnie Lee Ellis. Rhonda Elmore. Courtney Chapman Elzy. Brunhilde K. Anwe Eya. Michelle Adeze Ezeafor. Frank James Jennings. William Durio Jones. Folashade Famugan. Brianna Dawn Farrer. Anthony Farrer. Latoya Yvette Faulkner. Abebe Faleke. James Howard Farrow Jr. Tanya Lynn Fays. James Arthur Field. Al Jerry Marcus Fisher. Janice Lorraine Flair, or Janice. Adam J. Flanders. Davina Fogel. Derek Negafak Fonju. Bernadette Mariah Forrester. Jamie Eileen Fowler. Erin Michelle Francis. Vicky Frazier. Nathan Paul French. Lindsay Lee Franzoli. Fitzroy Edward Gardner Jr. Elsa Givargis. Dumo Greenlease George. Helen George. Kwamena Jello. Clarissa Gibson. Brittany Lee Gill. Jason Gilzine. Patrina L. Givens. Sediga Gizabi. Whitney Monet Gladden. Toba Alabode Gold. Cheryl Gould. Robert Joseph Goldbeck Jr. Michael Anthony Gomez. Alana Monet Gordon. Antonio R. Granger. Makita Tawanda Gray. Angela Rubiana Grant. Jillian Yvonne George. Asia Maria Green. Michelle L. Green. Colleen Cunningham Green. Timothy Aaron Griffin. Awa Gay. Priska Guanare. Solomon H. George. Brooke Ingram Hall. Lacentia C. Hall Williams. Darren L. Hamilton. Julie Lee Harding. Victoria Ash Hardy. Nicholas Andrew Harmon. Alita Nicole Harrington. Alicia Harris. Christina L. Harris. Joy Shantice Harris. Kendra Danielle Harris. Calvin Harris. Kimberly N. Harris. Diane Kathleen Harrison. Julie Hatfield. Lawrence E. Haynes. Lawrence Wesley Helms. Renee L. Helton. Rosina Henderson. Marilyn Muriel Hendricks. Teresa Ann Herring. Christopher Hicks. Deborah Corrine Hill. Brett Height. Tamara Holland. Shannon Eileen Hollingsworth. Deshawn Vanita Hubbard. Marsha Latrice Hudgens. Qasim Ijaz. Adewunmi Atobatele Ibironke. Ajoke Dusunmu Isaac. Babatunde O Ifesanya. Beth Shernice Jackson. Tamia Ladon Jackson. Malika Jackson Parker. Brandon Kevin Warren Jennifer. LaShawn Denise Johnson. Reginald Eugene Johnson Jr. Reginald T. Johnson. Rose Marie Johnson. Sade Monique Johnson. Durson O. Joltius. David Oliver Jones. Donna M. Jones. Erica Jones Saunders. Vera Jones. Bianca J. Jordan. Kiara Shanae Joyner. John Bai Kamara. Lamine Corda Conte. Alicia Janielle Kelly. Francesca McGowan Kirby. Yomi Tades Kabede. Desh Kumar Khatri. Cameron King. Patrice Lusalema Kisanga. Angela Kitchens. James Gordon Coombson. Elizabeth Cote. Aubin Raj Kuar. Theophilus Boy Kwame. Charlotte Ayele Cueve. Chad Jeremy Lahus.
Sandrine Lamblatine. David Lawrence. Sherna Lowry. Lester Antonio Leach. Larry F. LeCompte Jr. Carrie Ann Lee. Nicole Anika Littlejohn. Steve Liu. Joshua Brandon Locke. Melissa Ann Locklear. Samba Lumpo. Demetrius Jamar Lovejoy. Andre L. Lovett. Sadia Kamei Lynch. Michael Casimir Medrikowski. Mariana Macalo. Benkoli K. McKinde. Griselda Maldonado. Christina Lily Mans. Gabriel J. Mans. Kelly Ann Marshall. Carrie Ann Martin. Nicola Antoinette Martin. Nicole L. Martin. Michelle Mason. Herbert E. Massey II. Budi Siafriza Metadung. Joshua Anil Matadial. Michelle Lynn Matthews. Rhonda Leanne Matthews. Ismaila Oluwatosin Mati. Carly Elizabeth Mattingly. Brittany Elizabeth McCambry. Brittany Joy McCormick. James Donald McCormick, Jr. Ross Addison McKenzie. Victoria Leslie Middleton. Lavashia Helen Miller. Kimberly Marie Mills. Arabina Mills Robertson. Shanita L. Milner Vaughn. Felice Ann Mitchell Blumhagen. Jonathan P. Malino. Jasmine Monteith Moore. Mercy W. Magatha. Ashley Mullen. Tanika LaSherry Montgomery. Evelyn Wanjiro Muchigi. Madeline Murtha. Todd Allen Myrick. Josephine Liz Nanosi. Mariana Nat Davies. James Michael Naylor. Estelle T. Ndiaye. Nolika Dubusi. Leslie Renee Nettles. John Michelle Gando Ajavan. Theophan Ganso. Mason N. Wen. Miriam J. Niblak. Christy Ann Nichols Porter. Misty Nichols. Caroline Wanjiro Jagore. Asha Adi Noram. Gozi Wanasuki. Marcelinus Wulia. Tiffany Nicole Obasanya. Dominique Olukoyore Oresola. Shegun Augustine Ogbeta. Danielle Adamola Ogunbanwo. Agnes E. Ogunfaditimi. Similola Ogunyankin. Momolaji Ogunsuyi. Olabunmi Okunola Alale. Paul Owenrewaju Oladokun. Dele Amen Olatunji. Lee Joseph Oliver. Gabriel Emololeo Oleade. Joy sorry, I'm going to do that over. Joy Ifinyinwa Onwadi. James Romulus Otim. James Unyu. Venita Eve Outland Akalast. Andre Owens. Carly Deanne Pace. Shona Yvette Page. Paula Pal Cave. Rosangela Palomo. Liana Parakason. Natalie Min Park. Mashumi Patanayak. Aaron Brown Patterson. John Orallo Perez. Alyssa C. Petty. Tamisha C. Peterson. Chidima Uluaku Philobi. Ashley Leanda Phillips. Lynn Francine Phillips. Stephanie Phillips. Mary Catherine Piccarelli. Sia Anicia Pickney. Sade Nicole Pinkett. Raynell Christine Plummer. Hattie J. Powell Ray. Nicole Latrice Preston. Freddie Raul Puyos Jr. Paul Michael Reguard. Margot Green Ramsey. Cindy Alejandrino Ramos. Samuel Ramsey. Christine A. Rawls. Corrine T. Rollins. Kinsey Reed. Brittany S. Reeder. Tracy C. Reeves. Jonathan Lee Reed. Ashley Daniel Richardson. Catherine Dorothy Rigby. Vinette M. Riley Baptiste. Sherry Ariel Roberts. Erica Juanita Robinson. Jacqueline Elaine Rollins. Willie James Ross Jr. Sherry Ann Roxburgh. Emily K. Baker Runser. Janelle Sales. Serena Denise Sally.
Hemant Kevin Sarupchand. Carolyn Elizabeth Conover Salvador. Erin Sanchez. Michaela Jenna Sanko. Shaniqua Scales. Durante Lamar Scott. Ubalem Berta Sefer. Brenda Sr., Michelle Ann Cipetti, Christina LaRae Sase, Rabindra Chakra, Michelle Shans, Olusola Sholelu, Latoya Shanae Sims, Vidawati Devi Singh, Octavia Singleton, Charles David Sloan, Amanda Rose Small, Marlo Ashton Smith, Petril Smith, Tara Latrice Smith, Jacqueline Michelle Snyder, Clayan Shane Solomon, Bintu Jabel So, Catherine Lorraine Spargo, Christina K. Senyonga, Mary Catherine Starr Prue, Erin Danielle Bempry Stepto, Alan Caprice Studamire, Andrea Lenore Steffens Peters, Christiane A. Strong, Latoya A. Stubbs, Holly Ann Sullivan, Shanikia Janice Summers, Lonnie V. Sweet II, Jessica Swigert, Teresa Denise Teal, Marie LaShawn Tashira, Sarah M. Terry, Naomi W. Theroux, Abosede Thompson, Stefan Raymond Thompson, Isaac Chalupo Toei, Shannon Deanna Tomlinson, Douglas V. Trent, Tonang Jules Tsang, Leon Boss Tucker, Ekeregmong Umo, Osita Mjoke Mnomba, Karen Urutia, Davida Latonis Usual, Federico Fernando Valdez, Karen Eugenia Vance, Rachel Lynn Van Vliet, Chamane D. Vaughn, Shelton Christopher Vaughn Jr., Janine Mamie Vaught, Kevin Villard, Amy Marie Vigil, Anthony Luade, Brandon Jamal Walker, Camilla Walker, Jamira Angela Wardlow, Alexandra Elizabeth Ward, Dermaine Wardrick, Lance Emmanuel Ware, Albert Washington, Lenathia Michelle Washington, Shakita Monique Washington, Joette Robin Wells, Chendong Thi Wendell, Laura Elizabeth Whitfield. Alexis Olivia White. Audrey Olivia White. Karen White. Danielle Tiffany Wilkerson. Caleb Williams. Candace Williams. Durante E. Williams. Kendall Aris Williams. Lakeisha L. Williams. Michael Irvin Williams. Ricky Antonio Williams, Jr. Deborah Lynn Willoughby. Cassandra Yvonne Wilson. Stephen E. Winningham II. William Gordon Winner. Deirdre Nicole Witherspoon. Monique L. Witherspoon. Marshall K. Woelfel. Caitlin Morgan Wolf. Dawn Renee Wood. Nikki Wood. Jean Ann Wright. Kendra L. Wright. Kevin Stephen Wright Sr. Marie Antoinette Wright. Walter Keith Wright. Kradi Comfort Uria. Christelle Yemek. Isabella Yoswinko. Brittany Lee Young. Charlessa Young. Dalia Karina Zabala Javier. Loretta Nkia Edokobi. Leonie Annette Rosario. Pavel M. Batkan. Willie Ngebe Nje. Tierra Hilden Robinson Morgan. Vitalis T. Tassi. Precious Oluwatosin Afolanayan. Ruben Njemize. Brittany Neko Lee. Donovan Morgan.
At this time, Dr. Matthew Prinius, our Vice Provost and Dean of the Undergraduate School, will present our bachelor's and associate's degrees. Dr. Prinius.
Thank you, Dr. Cini, and good morning, graduates, distinguished faculty, and honored guests. It's now my great privilege to present our bachelor's and associate's candidates. Bachelor's candidates, you have completed degrees in many different areas: business, communications, cybersecurity, history, and psychology, to name just a few. You have spent countless hours honing your knowledge and skills. You have learned how to think critically, communicate effectively, work together in teams, and much more. I'm also very proud today to be here with our associates candidates, who are wearing light gray gowns and who will follow the bachelor's candidates. These men and women have earned their Associate of Arts degree, a UMUC degree that is uniquely offered to active duty military service members and their spouses, veterans, reservists, and members of the National Guard. Finally, let me also call your special attention to bachelor's candidates graduating with academic honors as designated by the honor cords they wear. And now it's time. Candidates for Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Associate of Arts, you will be directed to the stage for individual recognition. Please remain in your seats until you are invited to come forward. Let's get started with the first bachelor's candidates.
Halima El Abdullah. Rashia Leita Adams. Deborah Adeniji. Fakir Ahmad. Malik Ayaz Ahmad. Rubina B. Ahmed. Shirley A. Ainu. Bideme Abulanle Akinyeme. Delaney Albers. Christina Murphy Alcus. Kimberlyn Yolande Alexander Babalola cum laude. Sarah Shamira Alexander. Richard Michael Allen Jr. Treboris Alston. Guillaume Usanebe Ambu. Janelle Flora Anderson. Caitlin Brooke Anderson. Sean Paul Andrews. Alexander Arredondo Jr. Luis Antonio Arroyo. Latasha Shante Asafo Ajay. Adrian Nicole Altman. Robin J. Austin. Karima Adejoke Ayudeji. Eric Alexander Azevedo. Richard S. Bakaye. Brian Keith Baker. Joseph Craig Bachner. Sharon Denise Ball. Kande Bangura. Shelton Evan Banner. Brenda Bannerman. Sandeep Banstola. Tony Elway Barnes. Wendy Michelle Barnes. Tara D. Barnes Darby. Jennifer Barnett. John M. Barnett. Tiffany Nicole Bartles. Jennifer Bartnick. Jaja Balcom Jackson. Christina Beatrice Beckles. Elagayehu Belay. Robel Halasalasi Belay. Myungji Kim Belgard. Yusri Bel Haj. Tammy Bell. Charisma Joy Bentayado Beota. Leah G. Benfield. Ashley Lee Bennett. Kevin Tyler Bensky. Aaron Thomas Benson. Robert Andrew Benton. Latanya Beverly. Anye Biambi. John Joseph Bittinger. Christopher Bieri. Ryan Bjerknes. Amanda Nicole Bjork. Brandy Black. Kevin Clarence Blazejack, magna cum laude. Samson Solomon Bogale. Carolyn Yvette Boglin. Giovanna Melissa Boone Rodriguez. Melissa Nicole Bowling. Ashley Branch, magna cum laude. Ronald M. Brandon. Deborah K. Braswell Barfield. Jasmine Christine Braxton. Kerry Bianca Bright, magna cum laude. Ashley Broadwater, magna cum laude. John Darrell Brogdon. Kimberly Ann Brookman. Aaron Raymond Brooks. Geneva Ann Brooks. Natasha Nicole Brooks. Antoine Michelle Brown. Janine Yvette Brown. Yvonne Brown Herbert. Jorina J. Bryant. Michelle Bryant. Lowanda Maria Buck. Brian Whitney Buckner. Ashley Lynn Buxton. Olivia Bullard. Desiree E. Burkhart. Yvette Renee Burnett. Thomas Anthony Burney. Darla K. Burton. Felicia M. Butler. Joanne Robin Butler. LaJoya Destiny Cannon. Francis Lorenz Fayardo Carlos. Javon T. Cash. William J. Casada. Clara Isabel Sano Castillo. Denise Antoinette Chambers. Melinda Joan Chambers. Aaron Scott Chauncey. James Childs Jr. Christina M. Childs, cum laude. Quincy Chuang. Evelyn Chumbao. Stephanie Lynn Sabrowski. Adelarata Civitella, cum laude. Ronald Clark. Melisanda Enith Klaus. Carita K. Clotter. Dina Lynn Coleman. Alexandra D. Conway. Nathaniel Cook. Kelly Ray Cooper, magna cum laude. Stacy Marie Cooper. Diana Simone Kapak. Eloy Cherie Kurum. Lanika Vanessa Cowens. David Eugene Craig Jr. Glinda Craig. Michelle Corrine Cresswell. Nora Stephanie Cruz. Alden James Kernut. Aniro Babatunde Davies. John L. Da Cruz. Kenyetta Rochelle Daly. Akeem Jaron Davis. Emily Christine Davis. Keisha Davis. Robert Lee Davis Jr. Jeffrey A. Day. Joshua Dominique Dendy. Megan Ann Denhard. Aaron Carlisle DeVos, summa cum laude. June Faith Dickerson. Robert V. Dickerson. Donald Scott Dinsmore. Freddie Fuati Ndawari Diwa. Kevin Wendell Dobbins. Monique Sanetta Dorsey Amilcar. Brittany Alex Dow. Gregory Pierre Eli Douge. Akaisha Douglas. Princess D. Dowling. Carissa Lynn Driver. Kariatu Florence Dumbuya. Alexis Renee Duncan. Erica DuPont. Anthony Wayne Edwards.
Kwabene Denersi Edwards. Andrew Thomas Eisman. Jeffrey Elder. Zainab Enakimio Adenuga. Jarrell L. Ellis. Leonard Anthony Elliott Jr. Tiffany Renee English. Zakira Lisa English, cum laude. Shantanius X. Evans. Kara Renee Evans. Tarika Denise Janet Evans. Adam Michael Fankovic. David Kevin Farrell II. Trusco Maurice Farrer. John Maxwell Fenimore. Karen E. Fentress Martin, magna cum laude. Sarah Muhammadner Feki. Sandra Michelle Flores. Daner Magel Ferrufino. Candace Milena Fordyce. Lamons E. Fingers. Terrence Anthony Fletcher Sr. Jennifer A. Ford. Valencia Verlette Ford. Philip Emmanuel Francis. Luna Francois. Taniera Sherelle Fredericks. Helena Kebe Freeman. Patricia Diane Freeman. Vanessa Lynn Freeman. Derek L. Gadsden. Matthew Galinsky, cum laude. Cecia Sharon Gama. Nancy S. Garbla. Monica Marie Garcia. Brittany Lynn Garland. Lakeisha Shantae Gary. Vivian Garnett. Zewadu A. Getacho. Cameron Gafour. Stephanie Glenn. Gabriel A. Grant. Loretta Graham. Heather D. Graves. David Green. Paul Grzybowski. Shantae Renee Green. Renard Green. Mary Erin Eason Grider. Turquoise Mercedes Greenidge. Karen Jeanette Gross. Jonay D. Green. Ki Chor Ha. Juanita Bennett Hazlip. Megan Ann Haney, cum laude. James David Hardin, Jr. Anne Marie Harrell, cum laude. Giovanni C. Harrison. Stephanie Harper. Demetrius Cornell Harmon. Nisha Harewood, cum laude. Deborah Lee Harsh, magna cum laude. Rochelle Cherise Hawkins. Robin Hawkins. Kalisa Simone Hawthorne. Sarah Elaine Hayden, cum laude. Talicia Renee Hebron. Jamisha Chantel Henderson. Kashina V. Henderson, cum laude. Raven Simone Hendrick. Krista Dolores Hernandez. Lisa Kimberly Hetherington, summa cum laude. Suprina Marie Hicks. Sunita Michelle Hill. Brian Huang. Brennan Holder. Kevin F. Holmes. Timothy Dwayne Hood. Ronnie Howard. Tiffany S. Howard. Kizzy L. Hoy. Dylan Hoyles. Brittany Hudgens. Julian Humphrey. Scheherazade A. Humphrey. Shanae Nicole Henderson. Christina Ilona Hun. Marcine K. Jack. Kiera D. Jackson. Taikita L. Jackson. Rodney W. Jacobs. Ami Jaita. Antoine Dior Jefferson. Crystal Sherry Jefferson. Antoine Lakeisha Jenkins. Sophia Jenkins. Catherine Stacy Jimenez. Charnice Lene Johnson, magna cum laude. Alicia Johnson. John Edward Johnson. Kimberly Cherise Johnson. Kendall Hayward Johnson. Robert William Johnson II. Carlos Lorenzo Johnston. Arthur Robert Jones Sr. Calvin Jones. Clayton D. Jones. Nicole M. Jones. Kia Michelle Jones Scott. Shireen Robin Jordan Baker. Martha M. Joseph Alphonse. Lansana Kamara. Antoinette Kanya Butembo. Mahamadou Keita. Antoine Dana Kelly. Joseph Charles Kernan. Brandon Rory Kerr. Ovais Hassan Khalil. Hannah May Khan. Jamil Hamid Khan. Girik Kata. Howard Edward Kilson Jr. Kelly Leanne King. Samantha Marie King. Tamara Alicia King. Natalia M. King Sims. Rita Mbula Kioli. Lacey M. Kirkeby. Curtis E. Kleba, magna cum laude. Jenna S. Knox. Mariatu Rokiatu Karoma. Derek Coy. Alexander Kraus. Akalanka Surampath Kulatilaka. Kiran Kumari, cum laude. Leila Angeline Kuznia. Gloria Shea Mensa, summa cum laude. Ania Lambin. Daniel LaPlante.
George J. Lawson. Monique M. Lane. Maura Gabriella Leary. Laura Elizabeth LeBentret. Catherine Melissa Tynes LeCount. Amy Wayman Lee. Chris Yanil Lee, magna cum laude. Ebony A. Maisha Lee. John Christoph Lamuth. Shanae Lewis. Terrell D. Lewis. Diana M. Lewis Lutzow, cum laude. Charnel M. Ligon. Jennifer Lindstrom, magna cum laude. Miriam Adams Little. Daniel Liriano. Donna M. Logan Taylor. Ava Luan Logan Woods. Margaret Mary Lonergan, magna cum laude. Brandy Nicole Love. Bonita Maria Lowe Freeman. Lakeisha N. Lowe. Teresa Stephanie Lowry. Nona Monique Lowry. Eric Jun Liu, magna cum laude. Marcus Tamarius Lucas. Warnetta Shanae Mack. Maya Macklin. Carla Alexandra McCrease. Christopher Javiz Malloy. Andrea E. Manjuli. Alexis Lynn Manoni. Johanna Nalini Manahar. Letitia Marshall. Alexandria Victoria Martin. Kimberly Lene Mason. Guillermo Matos Jr. Brittany May. Brian McAllister. Tammy Jean McCardle. Kiana A. McCollum. Brittany Nicole McCoy. Claudine McDaniel. Heather McDaniel. Michelle Elizabeth McDowell. Elaine McGinty. Joseph Edward McGinty. Renee McLean Banks. Chrisanne Janelle McLeod. Dawn Michelle McMaster, magna cum laude. Lauren Darlene Medina. Yafite Malaku, cum laude. Debbie Menzer, summa cum laude. Virginia Asay Mba Meredith. Tacey Beth Merkley. Kimberly Diana Michael. Brian Michael Miller. Jacob Miller. Stephen James Miller, cum laude. Destiny Yanisha Mitchell. Grace Chanello Medozi. Stephanie Metzger. Cornelia Faith Montague. Carrie M. Moon. Broderick Moore. Monique Natasha Moore. Robin Tawana Moore. Jamie Lynn Moran. Jeanette Marie Morris. Keisha V. Morris. Willie Morrow. Georgina A. Motley. Regina D. Muzan. Tavon Mullaney. Kenny R. Muller. Latanya Murphy. Nicole Ann Musgrove. Jabadi Pugh Napo. Shakara Marshavan Ndao. Aaron Samantha Neal. Alfonso Nelson. Daniel Lee Nelson, summa cum laude. Leslie Nelson. Portia Sharita Nelson. Sandra Nelson Weber. Angel Nicole Newman. Yutatila Etenfisu Desta. Sandra Ahone Ngalame. Tamika Renee Simmons. Joseph Kang Watese. Richard Nathram. Kwang No. Residata Miriam Njai. Beatrice Udo Nkanta. Shane Nolan, summa cum laude. Robert Nukalzak. Thaddeus Noni. Vanessa Naya. Loretta Aku. Crystal Roxanne Ellis, cum laude. Marianne Morera Oaks, magna cum laude. Marcella A. Ochoa. Jennifer O'Connell, magna cum laude. Kelly B. Odenlami. Elizabeth Okolo. Omatayo Oliwo. Alima Onaja, magna cum laude. Ayowunmi Funmalayo, Oregon. Maria Shiela Otanes. Keisha Jeanette Gugsa. Henrietta Jarpu Yake. Joshua Paul Otten. Linda C. Outerbridge. Abraham Janine Waji. Charles E. Outlaw. Chauncey D. Owens, magna cum laude. Connie Elizabeth Pabon. Tanya Sherelle Parker. Denise N. Parks. Jessica Nicole Pascal. Derek M. Paul. Kevin Lamar Payne. Idalia A. Peel. Sebastian Miguel Penafiel. Lisa Perez. Marley Patricia Perez. Marianne Beverly Perez. Xenia Luden Perez Tercios. Lakeisha Peters. Brian Benjamin Pham, magna cum laude. Jennifer Sadi Phillipson. Heather Fawn Pittman. Gregory Kevin Plummer. Christina Noel Poling, cum laude. Danielle Alonso Portocarrero. Veronica Marie Potter. Naya Lanita Powell. William Tyrone Powell. Maurice Edward Powell. Robert Allen Price Jr., magna cum laude. Lauren Christine Prinky. Roshida Andrea Proctor. Kristen Michelle Pruzak. Aaron L. Pudalavage. Michelle Luann Ramirez. Sherry Ann Ramsey. Erin Elizabeth Randall. Akiba Denise Harris Rutkowski. Tracy S. Red. Lawrence Reed. Lavanya Rames Marshall. Melanie Angeline Richardson. Dustin Earl Rice. Irina Riddick, summa cum laude. Monique Nicole Prentice Riddick. Holly Rose Roberts Davis. Gina R. Robinson March. Joan Tania Rosario. Robert Lee Russell. Joy Santalayan. Patrice Saint-Germain.
Babatunde Omotayo Salako. Kenisha Marie Salas. Khalil Salil. Renee E. Sally. Christian Alejandro Sanchez. Momorumbo H. Sani. Carlos Santana Alvarez. Tanea Chanel Satchel. Aaron Saunders. Noelle Renee Saunders Kunkler. Tashawn Saunders. Sean S. Shibik, magna cum laude. Deborah J. Schneider, summa cum laude. Peter Allen Schumacher. Laverne Scott. Malika Elaine Scott. Calvin Carol Selden III. Vanessa Self. Alhaji Amba C.
Tashay Mudassir Shakur. Hira Rubani Sheikh. Daphne Iriarte Shepherd. Jonathan Joseph Shim. Candace Lee Shortridge, cum laude. Bintu Silla. Daryl R. Sims. Sheldon Raphael Simon. Dominique Smith. Alicia Lenora Smith. Elizabeth Ann Smith. Jeffrey Wayne Smith. Katoria Smith Tinsley. Michael Dwayne Smith. Shamika Speed. Jasmine Ashley Spencer. Stephanie Ann Spohr, magna cum laude. Renelle Michelle Solomon. Lonnie B. Spry. Erica R. Squalls Perry. Freddie D. Staggers. Ronika N. Stanley.
Kimberly O. Stanton. Mark William Stewart. Shafton Lamont Stewart. Saroja Mir Stone. Kevin Dennis Stumpf. Katrina Ann Sullins Warden. Charles Marshall Summers Jr., summa cum laude. Dennis Scott. Kalan Lillian Solomon. Mike Ichoku Solomon. David Charles Sully. Deshunka Nanayakara Talawata, cum laude. Stanley Papi Tarwe. Adrienne Carter Taylor. Clarlette R. Taylor. Colt Allen Taylor. Kevin Quinton Taylor. Tracy Alston Taylor. Stephanie Gwen Tench. Henok G. Tefera. Melissa Ashley Tennyson. Sharella Teiko Te. Ni Tu Touch. Amber Ann Vermert, magna cum laude. Paris Nakiru Thiongo. Ariel Thomas. Dion Michelle Thomas. Latoya Nashawn Thomas. Jessica Amelia Thompson. Terrence Damon Thornton. Tanya Renee Thomas, magna cum laude. Rashida Aboud Todd. Diamond Janae Tolles. Miguel Torres. Brian Adam Torno. Madeline Veronique Torre. Brandon Trexler. Ashley Page Tremper. Gilles Cyril Foucault Stump. Paul A. Sheffley. David Tara Shively. Olympia Germaine Turner. Evan R. Trzensky. Katina Lynn Twaddell. Matthew Anthony Erlichny, cum laude. Ngorzi Michelle Yoronji. Mercedes Elizabeth Unfried. Brittany Diane Valdez, cum laude. Justin Allen Van Bibber, cum laude. Ella Pearl Van Noort. Louis Richard Van Tassel. Chelsea Vella. Mary Elizabeth Vick. Marie Gerard Pascal Viad. Kevin Waiurumu. Crystal L. Walker. Valoria M. Walker. Anita R. Washington. Tia Ann Watkins. Monique Nicole Wardrick. Edward Demetrius Watford. Lakeisha Lavinia Webb. Karen K. Wells. Michael A. Wells. Timothy L. Wendt, cum laude. Fritz Guillermo Wesselhoft. Melvin Vincent Worley, Jr. Jane Marie White. Jeffrey J. White, magna cum laude. Tamisha Nicole White. Eugenia Melissa Williams. Carrie L. Williams. Maurice Albert Williams. Robert Felton Williams, Jr. Sheila I. Williams. Erin Nicole Wingo. Elizabeth Andrea Wynn. Amanda Lynn Wood. Jerome S. Wumdu. Ashley Elizabeth Wood Albrecht. Jason J. Wanch. Cynthia A. Wooten. Demetrios Wright. Monty Cornelius Wright II. Tyrrell T. Wright. Philmon Johannes Zere. Carol Wend Woga Zongo. Asamamu Gerechu Ali. Tristan Michael Carroll. Kingsley Ike Abichi. Malakle C. Angela Reina Houston. Sofa Marie C. Aranasa. Jason L. Blair. Kiona Tanae Folston.
Will all of our graduates please rise? All of our graduates. President Maieres, in accordance with the recommendations of the faculty of University of Maryland University College, the deans and I request that you confer upon these candidates the degrees, as in each case is appropriate, in recognition of their successful completion of all requirements.
Under the authority granted by the State of Maryland to the Board of Regents of the University System of Maryland, and by that board delegated to me, I hereby confer upon you your degrees as in each case is appropriate, with all the rights and privileges thereto appertaining. Congratulations, graduates.
Now, graduates, to symbolize your new status as graduates of University of Maryland University College, and on the count of 3, please move your tassels from the right side to the left side of your caps. 1, 2, 3. Congratulations. Before we conclude with the recessional, I invite you to join us in the singing of our university alma mater, led by Nicole Littlejohn. The words to the alma mater can be found on page 13 of your program. Will the audience please rise?
We honor you and thank you for all that you have done to help us on our journey and make us all as one. So with this song of glory, let's say our name aloud. UMUC, UMUC, ever standing proud. The time we spent together at night or in a day, in many different places, at home or far away, unites us and then guides us. Now we're your precious jewels. UMUC, UMUC, the dearest of our schools. For when our days have ended and we are bound no more, our hearts still pause and linger because we can't ignore the sounds of distant trumpets that echo this refrain. UMUC, UMUC, eternal shall remain.
You may now be seated. And thank you, Nicole, for that beautiful rendition of our alma mater. And now, UMUC graduates, as you go forward from this day, we want you to wear your UMUC pins with pride. We look forward to your continued association with this university as new members of our alumni family. Congratulations.
The recessional will now begin with the platform party, followed by the faculty and then our graduates. We ask our audience to please remain at their seats until the recessional has concluded. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your cooperation and congratulations.